How's it going, everyone? This is the George here. And today, in preparation for the upcoming Tim Burton movie, I don't want to say the name twice because I'm going to have to say the name when reviewing this movie with Tim Burton's latest upcoming movie, which is coming out tomorrow, real soon. Now's the perfect time to review Beetlejuice. That's right, the 1988 Tim Burton movie, Tim Burton's second movie, directed by him, starring Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder, and Michael Keaton as the title character. And in this movie, we are introduced to Adam and Barbara Maitland, played by Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis. They're this couple that are madly in love. They're very happy with their lives. They live in this big house, but they don't have children of their own. So one of their friends is trying to get them to sell the house, but they don't want to sell the house. And when they die in a car crash where the car goes off a bridge, they become ghosts and they're stuck in their house, which is now being taken over by the Dietz family. And the mom of the family, or stepmom, played by Catherine O'Hara, is very rude, very demanding, a, a perfectionist artist, if you want to call her that. Her stepdaughter Lydia, played by Winona Ryder, can see these ghosts and becomes friendly with them. But the Maitlands want to get rid of the family, and so they get the services of Michael Keaton's character. And the reason why I'm refusing to say his name is because if you say that name three times, he shows up. So this movie, along with Batman 1989 and The Nightmare Before Christmas, written by Tim Burton, not directed by written, were my introductions to Tim Burton as a filmmaker. These were influential movies on me growing up as a kid and a preteen. And this was my introduction to Tim Burton in his bizarre, spooky, haunted horror vision, whatever you want to call it. And it's crazy that this was Tim Burton's second movie. His previous movie was Pee Wee's Big Adventure, I'm pretty sure. And this movie was right before Batman 1989. And I gotta say, for its time, this was an ambitious movie for Tim Burton to make. A horror comedy that doesn't go all full out humor. I'm pretty sure this movie's rated PG. Let me double check on the back of the DVD case. Yeah, it's PG. It's not even PG 13. And so, but yeah, there's certain scenes in this movie where I'm like, oh, wow, that's in a PG movie. But yeah, it also makes it the perfect movie to watch with the family around Halloween, around spooky season, which has begun. Because usually, what I've noticed as I've gotten older is a lot of horror themed movies that I usually watch around Halloween are meant for the family. And yeah, there's some like Nightmare Before Christmas, Hocus Pocus, the Halloween Town movies, and some others. But I would definitely say that as far as family movies to watch around Halloween, besides The Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice is probably the next best movie to watch with the family. And I gotta say, this movie is definitely Tim Burton's most entertaining. That doesn't mean it's his best, but it's his most entertaining. One of the things I noticed about Tim Burton with his later movies is that he does a lot of tones with his movies. He does more dramatic tones later on with some of his movies, more emotional tones. Beetlejuice is more so comedic, entertaining, more upbeat. It's also not that long of a movie. It's 92 minutes. That's like around an hour and a half. And yet there's never a dull moment. And there's never a moment where you feel like nothing was explained to you. Like they managed to explain everything about this movie. They explain how, ghosts work, how the afterlife works in this movie in a perfect amount of time. Now, the one thing I will say in regards to the time and the title character of this movie is the lack of screen time for our main character or our title character, which I understand. And yeah, I would love to see more of Michael Keaton, obviously, because Michael Keaton is a great actor and he does give a fantastic performance in this. His performance never gets old. But I also learned that that was intentional. And the screen time that Michael Keaton has, looking back, works so well. the way he's set up to his eventual introduction in his meeting to the Maitlands is one of the best introductions to a character that I've seen in a movie. It's very entertaining. It also establishes how morbid and cruel and disgusting this guy is. He's a bioexorcist. He's seen The Exorcist. I'm pretty sure it was 167 times, he said. He's got this weird obsession with trying to marry Lydia Dietz in order to get into the real world. He's, this character should be seen as a disgusting character, but Keaton's performance is just so iconic and entertaining that people laugh. People will enjoy this movie. And I have to say, the main characters of this movie as well, Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, they do such a really good job of portraying this family. Alec Baldwin, I know Alec Baldwin's been in the news many times for the wrong reasons, but I will say this about Alec Baldwin. He is a very good actor, and he does a very good job of portraying this likable husband. Same thing with Gina Davis. She does a really good job of playing this likable wife. And you see the lengths that they're going to try to scare this family off, but they also start growing attached to Lydia Dietz as well. And then they realize that, you know what, maybe we can coexist with this family. We can coexist with the Dietz and be there for Lydia. And I must say, after Michael Keaton, it's Winona Ryder's performance as Lydia that, to me, is the second best in this movie. And Winona Ryder, she was a teenager when she acted in this movie, and yet she did such a great job in being that second best performance of the movie. She captures the gothic look of Lydia Dietz so well. And by the way, we'll get into more with costume designs and all that later on. But her performance of, having this tense relationship with her stepmom, her father not believing her when it comes to like trying to say, oh, there's ghosts in this house, her growing close to the Maitlands. And she does such a really good job with that. Catherine O'Hara, before she was Kevin McAllister's mom that would scream Kevin in the Home Alone movies, she was Lydia's stepmom that's very rude and snarky and snobby, but she still gives a very good performance in this movie. Now, the setting of this movie, so where the Maitland's house is, it's set in a rural urban area, and for some reason I just love that kind of setting for these kind of movies. Perhaps it's because I grew up in a more rural or urban area before I moved to the city. I don't know, but I just love that kind of area in regards to spooky Halloween season. And yeah, this isn't a Halloween movie, although it's a movie I love watching around Halloween. But I just find that to be like the perfect setting for these kinds of movies. Even though we're really only in the town for a little bit, this movie mostly takes place in the Maitland's house. And the other scenes are either in this desert where there's sandworms, or in the afterlife where they're trying to figure out how do we do this and all this other stuff. By the way, the sandworms, the stop motion work was great in this movie. It looks really good. Tim Burton does such a great job, and I feel like this is also the setup of how great Nightmare Before Christmas is going to be with that stop motion work as well. Also, the practical effects work in this movie is also great. It's also top notch. I feel like while this is one of Tim Burton's oldest movies, this movie's 36 years old, I feel like it's still one of his best well-made movies. The fact that he pulled off this great-looking movie without, the advanced special effects work that we have nowadays. And I heard Beetlejuice utilizes the same techniques, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that's utilized in 2024. But also, I enjoy the story behind it. Like, you have this couple, they just want to get their house back, and this guy, this Beetle guy, that's what I'll call him. He says he wants to help them, but he's got these wrong intentions and all that. And the costumer, the Beetle guy's costumes look so great. And like the thing is, and this is what I've noticed, the iconic suit, like the iconic suit that he wears, like right here, he only wears it for like a few minutes in the movie. He's got like a bunch of different costumes in this movie, and they all look great. How the dead look in the afterlife, also great job with the makeup and costume designs as well. Well, like I said, this is a well-made movie, and Danny Elfman's score right from the beginning with the opening credits. I feel like the quick pace score that he has at the beginning sets up what's going to be this quick, fun paced movie. Like I felt like it set the tone very well. And Danny Elfman, he's always done a lot of Tim Burton movies, done a lot of scores for Tim Burton. Obviously, his most iconic score is probably um with the Spider-Man trilogy. But to me, like it's also his Tim Burton work that's also very iconic. But also like the utilization of other songs, like the Deo sequence at dinner when the Maitlands finally show the Deets and their guests that, hey, we're ghosts. This house is actually haunted. We're trying to scare you guys off. The way that scene goes, not only is it perfectly entertaining, but it also adds that horror at the end when the food comes to life, forms a hand, and grabs the guests' faces and pushes them back. Like the song choices that Tim Burton uses are so interesting, but they also fit the vibe of this movie. The ending sequence where Lydia and the deceased football players are dancing to jump on the line, like great work as well. I really can't have I don't really have any nitpicks in regards to Beetlejuice. Is it the perfect movie? No. Oh, I said the name. I said the name. But I have no complaints about this movie. Yeah, we wish there's more screen time for Michael Keaton, but at the same time, his screen time is utilized so perfectly well. The other characters also keep this film entertaining and moving. The other performances are great as well. I really don't know if I have anything to say. Now, there might be some things in this movie that obviously haven't aged well for some viewers, particularly the humor involving the Beetle guy. But regardless, this is an entertaining movie. It's probably one of my favorite comedies to watch. It's definitely one of my favorite movies to watch around spooky Halloween season. It's a movie that I watch a couple times a year, sometimes once, but definitely sometimes 2 times a year. I'm gonna give Beetlejuice an A. This is a must-watch movie. Go watch this with the family. It's very entertaining. I love this movie. It's one of my favorites to watch around this time of year. It's definitely one of my favorite Tim Burton movies. And yeah, Beetlejuice. What are your thoughts on Beetlejuice? Did you love it? Did you hate it? And what's one of your favorite Tim Burton movies? I would probably say that as far as directed Tim Burton movies go, this is probably my favorite. As far as movies that Tim Burton is involved in, it's probably The Nightmare Before Christmas. You can also include movies that he was a writer or producer on in this as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share us with someone that loves Tim Burton movies, that loves Beetlejuice. And I hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone.